Safety Trayvon Merrick 1 game without pay for punching 49ers receiver Jawan Jennings in the groin during last night's game. Multiple outlets report Merrick will appeal. The Buffalo Bills have signed veteran receiver Brandon Cooks after he was recently released by the New Orleans Saints. Lamar Jackson returned to Baltimore Ravens practice today after missing yesterday's walkthrough due to a toe injury. Kansas City Chiefs head coach Andy Reid said running back Isaiah Pacheco will play on Thanksgiving against the Cowboys. Pacheco's missed the last 3 games with a knee injury. The Los Angeles Chargers opened the 21-day window for running back Omarion Hampton to be activated from injured reserve. College football, multiple outlets report Oklahoma State is expected to hire North Texas's Eric Morris as its next head coach. Baseball, the Red Sox acquired all-star pitcher Sonny Gray from the Cardinals today. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
Hey, what's going on, buddies?
We're going on right now. Broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. You heard the man, but I'm here in Ben Franklin's bedroom. I'm visiting the parents, visiting the family for Thanksgiving. I'm live from Jersey.
Thought you were in an Airbnb from the 1800s.
Might as well be. But live from Jersey for the holidays, Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Remember, if you miss any of our show, you can watch it. You can actually see what we're talking about on our YouTube page, Covino and Rich FSR. And, Rich, I'm pulling up the chat right now, live chat. Let's go. Let's interact. Very thankful for you on this week. Thankful for your phone calls and feedback, too, at 877-99 on Fox. Hope you had a 49ers sort of night, not a Brock Purdy sort of night.
Well,
let's rock.
I got his back, and I'll tell you why. But we are doing it live. And if you miss any of our show, Danny G puts the podcast up. But more importantly, watch what you hear. Go there now. Do us a favor. Give us a little Thanksgiving present. Give us a little turkey tickle. YouTube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR. Join us on the YouTube. A little turkey tickle.
All right. And real quick, Rich, Sesame Street helped raise all of us.
Yep.
And now you're talking about turkey tickles. But Sesame Street helped raise all of us, and now it's our turn. Donate this holiday season at sesame.org because the world needs Sesame needs you. So, again, I'm Steve Covino, Rich Davis. We got super producer Danny G on the phones at 877-99 on Fox. He's the guy with the smooth, buttery voice. We got Iowa Sam, who's itching for some turkey ass. He's here on the ones and twos. Lowenkron, thank you guys for hanging out. Spotty's on the videos. We're going to be playing Showboy Mahomes Trivia later, Rich, giving away prizes. I want people to stick around for that. It's going to be a lot of fun today.
Well, before we talk about hitting people in the nuts, before we talk about Monday Night Football last night, before we talk about some NBA, I want to congratulate Gobble the Turkey. Did you see Gobble got pardoned by President Trump?
Gobble, I just want to tell you this, very important. You are hereby unconditionally pardoned.
Gobble!
No, I did not know that, but I'm glad you brought it to my attention. I did, however, see that Trump is trying to push to get Rush Hour 4 made. We need more Jackie Chan. We need more Chris Tucker.
That is a true story.
And I also saw that he reached out to congratulate Shedeur Sanders. He actually tweeted this. Shedeur Sanders was great. Wins first game. First career start as a pro for Cleveland. Great genes. I told you so, he says.
He pulled it. I told you so.
I told you so.
So funny.
But
hey, last night, a great night. Sloppy win for the 49ers, but for those that are keeping score at home, which I don't know who does that anymore, I did make it home, turned the phone off, went to go see Wicked with the family, and I did say I was going to pull 2000s, which is I actually turned my phone off, and I was like, I'm not going to let anyone spoil it, bother me or anything. So I went to the movie, went straight home. I told my wife, just go in the house before me and cue it up to the kickoff, because sometimes you turn the TV on and it might be the post game and you're like, son of a.
Yeah, that's the worst.
So I was like, babe, just cue it up to the kickoff and then tell me it's ready. So I ran in the house, and a 3-hour football game you could watch in about an hour 15 without missing a play. I'm talking like just fast forward through the TV timeouts, the injuries, halftime, commercials, everything. And
can you really get the feel of, I don't want to say how boring it was, but you're right. You said sloppy. That was the overall sentiment of the feel of the game. It was sort of a sloppy win, but still a win for the 49ers. Purdy wasn't his best. I feel like the announcers were a little hard on the game. Like, yeah, not the most exciting, not the cleanest game of football for the 49ers. Did you still get that vibe even though you were FFing it the whole time?
Yeah, dude, I thought as a Niners fan, I'm pleased, because later on we're going to figure out who's going to not make the playoffs in the NFC. We're going to do a little schedule watching in a little bit. But the Niners improved to 8-4, and I don't know what else you could ask for. There's a lot of criticism today of
less
Brock
turnovers
Purdy.
from Purdy. Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
but hold on, Rich. I got to pause, because the whole mission yesterday was, can Rich navigate his night without the game being spoiled? Success. You were able to pull that off. But I want to know your thoughts, the Fox Sports Radio Nation on the edge of their seat before we talk about Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
What did you think of Wicked for Good?
Oh, fantastic. Yo, Wicked for Good? How about
What do you give it on the potato meter?
How about So Damn Good? It was
Really?
fantastic. Honestly, if you like the Broadway show or the first one or anything, if you're a fan of Wicked, I thought it was fantastic. I loved it. Amazing.
What about that X-rated scene?
There wasn't one. Like, that was the most overrated thing of all time.
I read a
was
woman
Sam.
took her kids who wrote like an op-ed or something for People. She's
Yeah.
like, I took my kids
You know
out of
what?
the theater.
Some old granny that's lame. Yo, Fierro.
Okay, what was the
Fierro.
scene
All right,
then?
so
Okay.
Fierro, the guy that ends up turning into the Scarecrow.
I don't know who that
Spoiler
is.
alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Oh, jeez.
I mean, could you spoil a 20-year-old Broadway show?
You blow it!
Fierro and Elphaba, Cynthia Erivo, the bad witch, wicked witch, they make out, and it's like they're singing a love song, and at the end they make out, and then the next scene they wake up in a bed and he's like has no shirt on. There's
Whoa,
but
I didn't
there's
see any
nothing,
of that with Judy Garland, bro.
bro. It was nothing.
Wow.
Anyone that's making a deal of it, honestly, is like forcing some weird narrative. It really is. Like, there was nothing inappropriate. My 5-year-old was there, and I didn't even think twice.
Was it awkward? Did you have to explain some things to Ben on the ride home?
No, I was going to say, it's not even yo, it's one of those things that unless you pointed it out, you wouldn't even have thought about it.
Did Ben say, did they have Hanky Panky, Dad? What was going on? Did they make whoopee?
Hanky Panky.
Did they make whoopee? I was just gonna say.
Yes. People don't know, my 5-year-old son loves 70s game shows. So, Wicked was great. Got home, watched the game, and I'll tell you what, Wicked was better than the game. But I'm happy to get the W. As Fred Warner, who's not playing these days, unfortunately, always says, Dub City, baby. You get the win, it doesn't matter.
That's all that matters.
And Brock Purdy, I want to talk about Brock. Let's dive into this now. Let's get heated.
Well, dude, not only were the announcers sort of tough on him and the game and the turnovers, but even our guy Colin Cowherd says, he's called him the right-handed Tua.
How dare you?
He's as good as Tua, and he really criticized his last 30 games. And when you look at the stats for the last 30 games.
That's a BS thing, Colin.
Hold
Then
on.
I'll tell you why.
Well, please do tell me why. I'm just sort of, letting the world know in case they missed it.
Yeah.
That his stats in the last 30 games are average at best.
Yeah.
When you factor in how much money he's getting paid as well.
Yeah, but like we have the memory. What is a bad memory? A goldfish? An
Yeah.
elephant? What?
No, elephants have good memories.
All right, well, guess what? Colin's not an elephant.
Okay.
And neither are you or anyone else because you're all goldfish. You're a little goldfish in a little tank because you forget that last year we knew that Brock Purdy had no one. That whole team was hurt. They were under 500. It was just a wash of a season for the 49ers coming off a Super Bowl loss. Everyone. Remember, McCaffrey was
Yeah.
out the whole year. Kittle.
It was an off-season,
Dude,
yeah.
everyone. So we were all like, man, Brock did the best he could with nothing. And now you're throwing those stats in some bigger picture to prove your point? Like, he got the contract after that season. So what's with all this BS that, like, Brock's not delivering? Well, guess what? Those numbers he put up last year still enabled this dude to get $50+ million. Here's where I'm going to defend Brock Purdy.
In fairness, Colin did say something along the lines of he is a better athlete than Tua, and makes better decisions or whatever, but essentially he's the same guy, the right-handed version.
Well,
and I'm just saying that simply to paint the picture that you're describing, that a lot of people are being hard on him today.
Listen, I see a headline now on FS1. Should 49er fans feel better or worse after that win? The answer is undeniably 100% better. They pulled off a W against a team that was sort of in that playoff borderline conversation, right? The Panthers are way better than we thought. They're now 6-6.
Yeah, but the 49ers are your team, so you're always going to see the silver lining.
No. Actually,
it's like
no.
A parent never sees
the opposite.
how ugly their kids are. They think their kids are the cutest.
I think fans are harder on their team than most people. You know, they're always complaining. Anyone that thinks Mac Jones is the answer, get your head out of your ass. Mac Jones is a great backup quarterback. Brock Purdy is a hell of a lot better than Mac Jones. 3 interceptions. Can we talk about context? Because it matters, right? In all things. Like,
yeah,
relationships.
193 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. And for the record, I'm just playing devil's advocate. I root for Brock Purdy, and I think he's a great player. So go ahead, Rich.
193 yards. Doesn't matter, dude. They were in control of that game. They couldn't stop the run. So McCaffrey had a very busy night. Robinson, as a backup, had some good runs. Listen, what I'm not understanding is people not realizing context. You see a quarterback sometimes struggle. Oh, the throws are terrible. Like they're misreading every coverage. Brock Purdy was seeing all his reads. He was controlling the game. Just made a couple bad throws. It really is that. And you could say, well, you're a National Football League quarterback. I don't think it's problematic. Like Brock Purdy is a bad quarterback. I think Brock Purdy had a bad night where he just, I don't know, he was a little off with his throws, which to me is so much different than a quarterback that looks lost in the sauce. Brock Purdy was confident, throwing dimes at times, but other times he just seemed like he was off. He's been in and out of that lineup, as you know, because of injuries, the turf toe. Nothing about Brock Purdy concerned me. If anything, I'm like, all right, he got that one out of his system, and the 49ers got a W.
Just an off night. That's a positive way to look at it. He had an off night and still came away with the win.
Yeah, I mean.
That's a positive way to look at it, Rich, but are you nervous going up against that Browns defense?
They're going to annihilate the Browns.
You think so?
Yeah. Listen, the Browns.
You don't think Myles Garrett's going to be all over Purdy?
Yeah, that dude's a sack machine, bro.
Mean,
yeah.
Yeah, so's your mother. Oh!
Yeah.
No, Rich, I think that makes that matchup, that much more interesting, Rich, because I don't think Purdy can get away with some of that against the Browns defense. We know the Browns offense has struggled. Yeah. Maybe Shador is going to stabilize things. That's yet to be seen, but I don't know how you can go into that game against the Browns and think they're going to just step right over that defense.
I look at it from just perhaps you're right. Maybe I'm looking at it from a way positive standpoint, but I look at it and say the interceptions he threw weren't under duress. They weren't like ill-advised throws. They weren't like into the wrong coverage. Like, oh my God, he didn't see the linebacker drop back. Like these are all throws that he just missed the guy leading him too much, or it was behind them by a foot. They were just bad throws. And I know you're saying, well, it's the NFL, dude. Bad throws, I'll take any day over, wow, my quarterback has no clue. Brock Purdy looked great. He just made bad throws.
A bad night. Just a bad night and still got the win. I'm reading the feedback on our chat. Hey, we all know when our team barely wins, we're relieved. Not every win is going to be a sexy win. That's from Wilhelmina Kreider Green 4877. And Esteban says, what's up, Rich? A win is a win. It doesn't matter if it's by an inch or a mile. That's from Piff Phenomenal. So lots of feedback coming in. It's interesting, though. You got to keep it in perspective. Everybody's saying they looked average yesterday with the win. Purdy didn't look his best, and that's fair to say that everyone's going to have an off night. But isn't it ironic, don't you think, that the one guy defending him is a 49ers fan?
I think it's just it's a layup. It's a layup as a dumb talking sports head or someone on TikTok or Instagram to be like, Purdy threw 3 picks. He sucks. Maybe they should go with Mac Jones. $50 million. What a waste. He had a bad night. But again, I was saying, you feeling what I'm saying, right? As far as like, it wasn't his play, it was just a couple bad throws.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan at the halftime interview, his level of concern pretty much matches yours. Like he was just like, yeah, he's just a little off. He just dismissed the question, like it was nothing to him.
No big
He knew
deal.
he was going to be fine.
And you know what? I really do love Danny G's sort of observation here, though. It does make next week's game that much more exciting, though. Like, how do you rebound from that and the defense versus their offense?
It makes Shador's second start against the Niners in a game that maybe wasn't that interesting. Like, oh, yeah, maybe that's a game to
it sets
on.
up the drama real nice.
Yeah.
Like, now I'm even more intrigued to see how this all plays out. And we can come back next week like, yo, even with their defense, even with Garrett, Purdy was the man. Like, he could totally redeem himself from a bad game if it was just that.
I mean, I know they're different sports, but there are times where your ace pitcher goes out there, and for the first couple innings, he just doesn't have his stuff that day, and he'll pitch 4 innings, 5 runs, and you're like, man, our ace, pooped the bed tonight. It happens, and I know football's different, shorter schedule, games mean way more, but to me, Brock Purdy knows how to play football. He had some bad throws.
Dude.
Everything about his game other than that. He was not getting swallowed up in the pocket. He was moving around the right way. Again, the interceptions were all on balls that he wishes he could have back because he had the receiver, just made a bad throw. And I know I'm making excuses maybe, but...
No, I'm with you. I'm just playing devil's advocate. His arm, his passing, his decision-making was never, ever the question here.
Yeah.
It was his health. It was his foot. And if all that looked good, then, man, you got to win. You're 8-4 now. It looked to me like a great night for Rich Davis. You saw Wicked. It was great. Your kids behaved. You came back. You watched the game. It wasn't spoiled. Your team won. They won on a bad game. They still won 20-9. The only downside was how much you spent on popcorn.
And you know what? Kyle Shanahan shares my sentiment. So if you don't believe me, listen to the head coach.
You got to think about all of it and why it's happening. It makes me a lot more hesitant if they're all bad decisions and stuff. But he was seeing it right. They were all really good decisions. He just missed the throw on them. So, I think it is a lot worse when you feel like he's not making the right decisions.
Dude,
I would say this, Rich.
Covino, I swear to God, I didn't hear Kyle say that. I felt that as a fan who's invested. I felt like at no point, because we know those times where a guy's scrambling on 3rd and short and he flings an ill-advised ball. Remember Josh Allen a couple weeks ago, like almost looked like he was doing a basketball chest pass into the end zone and it was a pick.
Yeah,
like
desperate. You're like, what are they doing?
Like, what are you doing? Throw it away. Don't throw it down the sideline into double coverage. He made no bad decisions. He just had a weak-ass arm last night.
Rich, I'm wondering what the Westwood One play-by-play guys were seeing that the TV audience wasn't, because after doing CNR post-production, I was on the freeway with all the Thanksgiving travelers, and I'm listening to the radio broadcast, and their 2 play-by-play guys for Westwood One kept pointing out that they didn't feel like Purdy had the usual velocity that he normally has on his passes.
You know what? Perhaps I'm no doctor, even though you might think that because you're like, man, Rich, you're really smart. You must be a doctor as well.
No, we didn't think
He can't plant the way he used to.
No one thinks that? That's not the sentiment?
No,
So,
no.
well,
Around the room, do any of us think that?
But you do have an MD, a massive dome.
So people might think, Rich, doctor, but no.
No, he is a PhD, though. Pretty huge dork.
Rich, on the radio broadcast, I listened for an hour. They pointed out his arm and the velocity probably 3 or 4 times in the broadcast. So
and there is
once I got to a TV, I was just wondering, because it doesn't seem like you're worried about that.
There were a couple that were, one of the picks seemed like a floater that didn't get there. Maybe, again, not a doctor that you might think. Maybe planting on that turf toe. Think about any time you throw a ball, you plan for a shot in basketball, you plan for a cut in football. Anything you do, it's your big toe, his turf toe. I mean, maybe there's a little hesitancy, and when you favor something a little bit, it throws you off. I'm making excuses now for Brock Purdy. Next week, I think will be the real test because they play Cleveland. They win that, they're 9-4. Then they have a bye week and come back and play the 1-10 Tennessee Titans. The 49ers, if they want to make the playoffs, need to be 10-4 in a couple weeks from now. And then I'll tell you exactly why, because I have the whole NFC playoff picture broken down perfectly.
I watched the game.
I know
watched
what's
the whole
happen.
thing, and this is it is a glass half full, glass half empty sort of situation. It's just a matter of how you want to look at it. And Rich has me convinced. He really does. I watched the game. I feel the same way that Rich did. And it's simply this for me. If you could still be dominant on your worst day and still pull a W on your worst day, to me that says a lot. And I chalk that up in everyday life. If Rich and I could still do one of the better shows in the nation on an off day, I think we're doing okay.
I feel like our bad shows are better than some other people's good shows.
Ta-da!
I feel like
isn't that. Hold on. How many times do we say that to one another? It wasn't the best show, right? Because you can't have it every day. But even at our worst, we still feel like we're one of the best.
Yeah.
And if your team could still pull a win when they didn't play their best, I think you're sitting pretty at 8-4, and it's still your season just as much as anyone else's. So if you're looking at it half full, I think your team is really in contention. They pulled off a nice win, or a sloppy win, but a nice win on their worst day. So even at their worst, they're still one of the best in the league right now.
Covino, a hot girl, because I do an analogy to relationships or everything, so why stop now? A hot girl with a big pimple on her nose wearing an ugly shirt is still going to have every guy in the bar wanting her.
Even on her worst day.
It might not be her best day, but on her worst day, guys are still going to want her. It's like, listen, Aaron Judge is going to go through his ups and downs. Steph Curry's going to have a game where he shoots 20%. These things happen, and because the
only
NFL,
difference is it's the NFL, and we over-speculate everything, and a lot has to do with the matchup next week, and Danny G hit the nail on the head. That makes it so much cooler. Your thoughts at 877-99 on Fox. Is Rich big dreaming here? Is Rich trying to polish a turd right now?
Well,
you let us know. Is Purdy cheeks? Is he buns? Or did you just have a bad night?
Let me give you two more quick things, and we'll take all your feedback, and then I'm going to tell you why, oh why, you can't punch someone in the nuts. Because you're going to get caught. I have a theory on what happened to Juwan Jennings. And I do want to break down the whole NFC playoff picture because I think it's really interesting once you start realizing there's going to be one team out of the mix, and you got to ask yourself, who is that team? I'll break it down and explain everything. We'll have some fun with it, have some laughs, all that good stuff here on CNR.
Rich finally figured out why my place is the hangout spot for all my friends and family.
Oh yeah, tell me why, because I'm still trying to figure out why people want to hang with you.
It's that TCL, bro. That QD mini LED. Yeah. The brightness is wild. It's that and my charming personality. But the brightness is wild. The contrast is deep. The color's spot on, and the motion silky like Danny G's boxer briefs. It just looks better, dude.
And now the price is even better. Bigger, brighter, better Black Friday with up to 50% off select TCL TVs, including the Ultimate Series.
From the QM8K, the ultimate choice, ultimate brightness, ultimate black levels for the ultimate game day experience, to the QM6K, there's a sweet spot for every room in the house.
Premium picture on sale now. Plus, you can still enter to win 4 tickets to Super Bowl 60 with the TCL Ultimate Season to Score at TCL.com.
Hit your favorite retailer, grab the amazing deal, lock in epic experiences, epic savings, undeniable bragging rights now through Black Friday while supplies last.
TCL, official TV partner of the NFL. Bigger, brighter, better Black Friday. Select models, limited time. See TCL.com for details. My proclamation. Iowa Sam, do you got some proclamation music? Hear ye, hear ye. Fox Sports Radio Nation. I have good news.
Introducing the greatest head in all the land.
Oh!
The man with the biggest noggin.
From here to Eternia. I don't know. We're in Eternia now. Dickie Doodle Davis. I'm here to say, good news, everyone. NFL fans of every team, you should be happy today because I'm here to tell you, no one's good.
Woo!
Everyone stinks. Your team has a chance. I've had a change of heart. My whole, Nick Bosa's out.
I was about to throw a tomato at you, but everybody has a chance is what you're saying?
My whole sentiment of Fred Warner's out, Bosa's out, my Niners, I guess, next year. They have a chance. You know who else has a chance? Everyone else in the league, unless you're maybe the Titans, the Giants, Jets, or I don't know. Who else? The Cardinals.
Can you give me a little credit, though? I want a little credit here.
And
this is Rich's proclamation. I'm not trying to take away, but we just came back from Arizona.
Yeah.
And we watched Rich's 49ers dominate. Granted, it's the Cardinals. I get it. But offensively, they could be really explosive. They were clicking with Purdy immediately. They're only going to click more and more, I would imagine, if they could stay healthy with what they got.
And
Rich was down in the dumps, as your mom would say, about the defense playing bad, or not playing bad, but, suffering from injury. But if you look around the rest of the league, if you listen to Monty Bolaños, everybody's hurt.
Yeah, I just heard
Nobody's playing 100.
I just heard you say that Daniel Jones got an ankle thing going on now.
Calf.
A calf. So, everyone is banged up, and no one's that good. I'll give you the analogy. If you go to a bar, try to pick up some booty, and you look around, and it's a bunch of ugly dudes. An ugly dude has a chance then, because there's no good-looking dudes as your competition.
That's a weird analogy.
Thank you.
But I'm with you. I followed. But my point is, we're at this game.
If it's a bunch of tortas.
And Rich was sort of like, man, the 49ers are pretty good, right? And he gave me the right. And I'm like, dude, honestly, if they keep it up, they have just as much of a chance as anybody this year to win. And I feel like I got in his head a little bit because he didn't want to get too ahead of himself. But I think I sort of confirmed what you were feeling, right?
You perpetuated a thought that I sort of had a little bit, which was, you know what? Maybe every team does have a chance. Now, I don't want to ruin my own theory, but there are a couple teams that I'm like, yeah, they're pretty good. I don't think they're unbeatable. The thing is, we've lived in times where you were like, all right, it's Brady or Manning. We lived in times where it's like Seattle's defense or, the Chiefs. We've lived in times where there's certain teams that guaranteed you could punch their ticket to the AFC or NFC championship. Right now, it is as open as could possibly be. This is like, I'm telling you, look around the league and tell me one team you would put your money on. I dare you. Maybe the Rams, but Matthew Stafford's old. He any given moment, he's a good dude. His kids go to the same places my kids go. I see him around town.
There's a question mark for all these teams.
But
even the Patriots who are hot right now.
Every team's a quarterback little stumble away from an high ankle sprain. No one's that great. So my point is, if you're like, my team's good, but I guess this is not the year. The minute you think, maybe the Packers are great, they're wishy-washy. The Lions, even Perfett, who was running the boards here, who was always like, Lions. He's like, yeah, they're just a regular team this year. And I go, yeah, so is everyone else. You tell me the Bears are in first place?
No.
You tell me Caleb Williams is going to win a Super Bowl? Get out of here. And if he
like
does,
my
good for
mom
him.
used to say, it's an old Mexican saying or something, or maybe, I don't know, in Spanish it sounds better. It's one of those. In the land of the blind, the Cyclops is king.
Your mom made that up?
No, but she would say things like that because she's weird. But it's true, right?
Well, so my analogy in the land of the uglies.
Land of suck, the average team is the best. You don't have to be that good this year to really stand out that much. It's anybody's league. When everyone stinks the way they're stinking, when there's no consistency, and every team is suffering with injury, in the land of suck, the average guy wins. Yeah! CNR, we are live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. Well, Rich Davis, Danny G, Sam, and Spadar, Lowenkron on standby. I'm actually live in Jersey, Union, New Jersey. That's my hometown, here for the holidays. But our show is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, Covino and Rich. Sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL and NBA. And right now, Use the promo code CRSHOW to claim your special offer at DraftKings. Again, that's promo code CRSHOW at DraftKings. The crown is yours. Now, we got Showboy Mahomes trivia. We're giving away prizes.
Yeah.
Mahomes is stopping by. We're actually going to talk Shohei Ohtani and Nutgate. I believe Dan Byer called it Nutgate. I was listening to him and Monty. They're so great.
Nutgate.
Did a great job. Actually, Iowa Sam. Packagegate? Packagegate. We'll talk that. But Brock Purdy is the discussion at hand right now. 193 yards, 1 tutty, 3 INTs. Joey Elbows is hitting us up on our chat, Rich, saying Purdy is cheeks. And Crane19 says, you'd be singing a different tune had they lost. You know, it's the fact that they won that you're seeing things from a positive light.
Isn't that – I mean, yeah, no duh.
I'm reading the feedback.
If you get away with a W and your star quarterback makes mistakes, you're like, all right, we got away with one. Joey
Elbow says San Francisco has the easiest schedule in the league. No Bosa, no Warner. San Francisco is cooked. So lots of feedback on the live chat. Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. Covino and Rich FSR.
How about you tell Joey Elbows and anyone else that disagrees with me that the 49ers last night, you know what people should be talking about? How Christian McCaffrey's as good as he's ever been. How George Kittle looks like he's back to full health. Robert Saleh has that defense. I know you could say, dude, it was the Panthers, but the Niners are not letting up a ton. This team, I mean, unless you play the Rams, I guess, right? But this team is not Super Bowl bound, but they are playoff bound. And I'll tell you coming up in a little bit who's on the outside looking in, and I think you're going to be shocked.
Well, Rich, as a guy on the outside looking in when it comes to the 49ers, I watched them because of you. Did the 49ers really ever bank on Purdy being or playing like a superstar or being just really good? Like, you are banking on McCaffrey and Kittle and the stars like that to play like superstars, and they are. So Purdy had an off night, no big deal. Like, again, it's over speculation. It's the NFL. It's what we do. That's exactly how I'm seeing it, man.
Now, we're not talking about all those things. We're talking about Purdy, which I guess makes sense. He's the guy that got paid $50 to $60 million to lead this team. He's been sidelined most of the year, and you saw Mac Jones play respectable. Keep in mind, Purdy's not helping himself with 8 tutties, 7 interceptions, where Mac Jones filled in 13 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So on paper, you'd be like, man, Mac Jones, maybe stick with the hot hand. Anyone that knows this team and the system, they know that Brock Purdy's just a better quarterback for what they're doing. Sees the field better, moves around better. Again, just bad decisions, and we could end it at that.
You want to talk about Packagegate, though?
I do. And then we'll get to Isaac Lowenkron, because when I think packages, we'll get to him in a little bit with an update. But, after the game, I'm sure we all saw the same thing. They're showing everyone do their little post-game high fives. A lot of focus on McCaffrey because he was a big player in the game and former Carolina Panther, so you saw him broing it up with a lot of his old teammates and personnel. And then out of nowhere, mixed it with all the high fives and like, yo, good game, bro, good jersey swaps. You see Jawan Jennings being like restrained by multiple teammates, like as if he wanted to murder someone.
Well, he throws a quick left at Moehrig, and you're thinking something must have happened.
But you didn't see the throw at first. You just saw him being pulled away. Like, what was said or done? And then they have angles of everything. They go back and like, yo, he shoved the head of Travion Moehrig, and you're like, why did he do that? And of course, then they keep going back in the tape, and a bunch of sleuths working for the NFL, they find just the play. McCaffrey up the middle, short gain. And you see this guy, I was going to say piece of trash, but you know what?
It's a cheap shot.
Can you judge someone on one bad moment? Maybe. I don't know. This guy on the Panthers.
You guys were both close with his name, by the way. Trevon Merrick.
Trevon Merrick?
Yeah.
Where's the R?
Former Raider. It's Merhreg.
Oh, I mean, where's the – okay, what did I say, Moehrig?
Trevon Merrick, yeah.
Trevon Merrick.
There you go.
Isaac Lowenkron's looking at me like no one cares or knows this dude anyway.
Trayvon Merrick.
Well, he's a good player. The Raiders actually couldn't afford to keep him, and he was a good free agent pickup for the Panthers.
Who'd they keep instead, Danny?
Yeah, you don't want it. You don't want to know.
So
They got Shin from the Commanders.
I know him most for punching Jennings in the package.
So this guy takes a legit cheap shot. Like there's no hiding it. There's no confusion. Like, oh, did he do it? Remember like the Jamar Chase, did he spit or not? And you're like, I don't know. And remember in the beginning of the season there was another spit incident where it's like, yo, was he just dribbling out of his mouth or did he spit? This was
Dak Prescott.
This is just a straight up fist made right in the nuts. Like,
Jump shot.
And Kyle Shanahan talked about it afterwards because he was asked, did you see Jennings and why he was so mad?
Did you see what happened to Juwan on the last series?
Yeah, the guy took a cheap shot and hit him in the balls, and I was real proud of Juwan for not losing his mind out there and getting him to the sideline.
And you know what? Kyle Shanahan, very on the same page with Mike Tomlin, who remember Mike Tomlin when his player was spit on, he's like, you know, these guys are getting their players' backs in these moments, and I thought that was pretty cool. And Juwan Jennings even spoke about getting hit in the huevos.
Yeah, I was just responding to me some childish behavior. That's all it was.
Kyle said it was a cheap shot. And he was proud of you for not retaliating like in the moment.
We talk about all the time how small this window is for us, and so being 7-rounder, come off. I don't want to make any mistakes. I'm trying to go out there and play the hardest I can, and I like the refs to help me out when they can.
That's why these guys got to wear cups, man. Yo, you don't mess like that. Getting hit in the huevos like that is something that women will never understand when you're roughhousing a little bit and you get, whoa, right? These are things that you don't play around with. When was the last time you got a good nut shot?
You know what? To be honest, 2 days ago. And I'll tell you the story in a second, but I got to ask every guy in this room. I want you to admit it. I'm putting truth serum out there. No one could lie. You can't tell a lie, okay? How many times has a girl you were dating or your wife accidentally hit you in the huevos, and you over-exaggerate to get a little sympathy? Like, oh! And it's really not that bad.
Oh, to get a little sympathy rub out of it?
Whoa.
I said love. I said
love. Okay.
Yeah.
What? Have you exaggerated? I've absolutely done that. I've accidentally you're wrestling around, horsing around with your girl, and she accidentally hits you, and you overstate it.
I can't say I did that. You sound like a conniving creep to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not joining in on this.
You're leaving me out to dry, you son of a. I'm the only one. Okay.
You set it up like we all do it. No, man, you're the only guy.
You're telling me.
Just you.
Just when you think you know someone, huh, Covino?
Yeah, man. Wow.
Man, maybe I am a conniving creep.
This guy's a regular Tom Sawyer.
Oh my God, honey. Oh. But I will say.
Oh my goodness, I'm in so much pain.
Knock on wood, have avoided getting really hit in the nuts bad my whole life. I play third base in high school. I play third base when I play softball now. I like playing that hot corner. I don't wear a cup. Knock on wood, still have never got hit in the nuts. Would you believe 2 days ago, my son, it's like, when you have a son that plays baseball, they walk around the house phantom swinging because they're in little kid baseball mode. Yeah. He just walks around, thinks he's swinging. He swings his hands, and he's 5. Yo, he hit me so hard. I fell to my knees, and I go, oh!
He's at that perfect height.
He started crying. He's like, Mommy, I hurt Daddy. I'm like, buddy, it's okay, but you better freaking watch out. Oh!
So that's 2 balls, 1 strike? Or what?
Yeah, 2 balls, 1 strike. But hey, I think it's a low-class move. Covino, you and I have talked about this in the past.
Dude, that's trash behavior. You're in the NFL. That's really weak sauce.
I know.
Because
you could
that's
argue.
man-to-man. The damage you could do. That's so lame.
I know.
And you know that all cameras are on you, too. That's the other thing.
Suspended 1 game, and he's going to fight it. What is he going to fight? Meant to tickle him? Listen,
Said he was trying to punch out the ball.
Punch out the ball? Balls?
Plural.
But it's funny. I look at it this way. There's few things you could do to another man that's just unacceptable. And spitting, hitting someone in the nuts, and Covino, you've talked about
talking about my mama.
And talking about someone's family, their wife or kids.
These are the no-nos in life, no-nos on the field. Yeah, those are the line crossers. Every guy knows them.
I think I call it it's the big 3. It's the
don't touch another man's car. For all you
that.
keyers out there.
Or their grill.
Yeah, you key somebody's car, you're trash.
Oh yeah. That's trash behavior. I thought you meant what Covino does to your car, where he puts his hand down his pants and he touches your handles. No, that moves. But no, yeah, I agree. Don't touch your man's car. Don't talk about his wife or kids. Don't hit him in the nuts, and don't spit on him. These are very simple rules.
Steve, remember when you saw someone put like a palm print on your car, and you were like, "What the hell? What's up with that?"
Yeah, you're right.
Why would you do that? Why would you put your greasy meat hook on there?
Get your greasy sausage fingers off my car. I just got it washed. So we're calling it Package Gate. I believe Dan Byer called it something. But Juwan Jennings, he played it right. He knew that the cameras would pick it up. He called that out, and he was just responding to childish behavior, as he said. It doesn't get more childish than that.
Yeah.
But I want to hear about your last time you took one to the package.
Some people have gone a whole lifetime. I have a question. Honestly, do you think every guy in his life has been punched in the face and hit in the huevos? Or do you think some guys go their whole life without?
I do believe there's a select few. You might be looking at one that have never gotten it. I don't think I've ever taken a full-on blow to the package.
What if it's self-inflicted? Like you're riding your bike down a very steep hill, and maybe you fell off your bike seat, and then you landed on the crossbar, and maybe that happened?
Sam, I've always feared that. We've always feared that, but I'm not sure it ever really happened to me.
Well, what if it did happen? What if? And it really hurt, and you were like 11 years old on your Schwinn.
And Covino, think of how many, you played.
Sounds very specific.
Covino, and I know you played baseball in high school and college. You never took a bad hop, ever?
Off the package? I don't think so. I'm going to think about it, and we're going to take your phone calls, your thoughts on it. This childish behavior, Juwan Jennings, and his package, 877-99 on Fox. But first, we got Lowenkron on standby.
Lowenkron. By the way, how do you say the guy's name again? Now you're in our head.
Trayvon Merrick.
Merrick.
Back to you.
Merrick. Great update. Thank you, Isaac.
One of my best. So, yeah, that is our top story. Packagegate 2025, the NFL suspending Carolina safety Trayvon Merrick 1 game without pay for punching 49ers receiver Juwan Jennings in the footballs during last night's game. Buffalo Bills signed veteran receiver Brandon Cooks after he was recently released by the Saints. Lamar Jackson returned to Baltimore Ravens practice today after missing yesterday's walkthrough with a toe injury. College football, Oklahoma State has hired North Texas's Eric Morris as its new head coach. Baseball today, the Boston Red Sox acquired 3-time All-Star pitcher Sonny Gray from the St. Louis Cardinals. Every Olympic dream starts with a first glide through Learn to Skate USA. Kids build confidence, strength, and joy on the ice. Learn to Skate USA offers programs for skaters of all ages and abilities. Find a program near you at learntosskateusa.com. Finally, we have a college basketball Thanksgiving update. Number 5, UConn going to be facing 13th-ranked Illinois on Friday at Madison Square Garden. And Huskies head coach Dan Hurley is prepared for every detail going into the game.
We're going to celebrate our Thanksgiving on Wednesday as a team. We're going to eat what's in the turkey, Bobby? What makes people sleepy? Tryptophan. So we're not going to eat the tryptophan on Thursday and be sluggish as on Friday. So we're going to eat the tryptophan, the turkey and everything on Wednesday, so that all the tryptophan is out of our system by the time we get to MSG. Here we go.
Here we go. Back to you.
Thank you, Lowenkron.
We've learned, because I talk to a lot of doctors and scientists, and, high-level folks. The amount of tryptophan in a turkey is so minuscule. Like, that's the biggest exaggeration out there. They're like, oh, my God, it must be the tryptophan. Like, the levels are so low. You're not – you know why you're drowsy and sluggish? Because you just pigged out all afternoon and laid around like a slob watching football and eating for 8 hours.
You're using all of your energy digesting.
Yeah.
That's why. All right, so Packagegate. Your thoughts, lots of feedback on the chat, too. Okay. You're missing the live chat. Esteban says, dong shots are no bueno. Wes in Vegas says, unacceptable. Your thoughts on this and more. We got Showboy Mahomes trivia.
And Covino, next I'm going to tell you who's on the outside looking in. This whole NFC playoff picture, we'll do it next right here.
Rich's schedule crunching right here on Fox Sports Radio. nothing's guaranteed in life. And that's what I've learned through years of ups and downs. Now, Rich and I have been very fortunate to work together for over 20 years, but there's never been a guarantee. We used to get nice long contracts, and that was like year to year, and you're always on like the edge of your seat wondering if you're going to get signed again. It's not a fun life to live. COVID changed everything. People lost jobs. People go through jobs now way more than they did in our parents come up and our grandparents come up. Rich, we talk about it all the time. Your grandfather probably worked for the same company his entire life.
He worked for Con Edison in Queens, New York for, 40, 50 years and got a watch and retired. Like, that was the old guy routine. That was the blueprint. Now people are job hopping. It's a different world. But Covino and I have a theory we want to get into, and it has to do with the Nico Harrison firing. Yesterday, of course, Brian Dable. I feel like to be a man or a woman, to be truly humbled, to have character, you need to have been fired and dumped in your life.
Dumped, especially. Yeah, dumped, I think, changes a person. Fired does too, though, because it just shows you what you're really made of. It's not a fun experience. We've all been there. I like to say let go, or it didn't work out, or they gave us an offer we couldn't accept. But truth is, you get an offer that you can't accept because they're putting you in a place where you're forced to move on or forced to quit. So essentially, you kind of got fired. And it's happened to the best of us, but you got to rise like the phoenix. That's really what you have to do. It's your back's against the wall, especially if you have a family. You're like, all right, I got to get it together. I got to develop a new skill. I got to figure it out. And that's when you feel the most alive. And again, that's when it really shows what you are as a man or a woman and what you're made of. And it's happened from the smallest of levels. Rich, weren't you fired at Wendy's?
I was fired at Wendy's. I was fired at a radio station. We've all been fired, and we've all been dumped. And I really do think it's a true test of how you rebound. It humbles you when you think you're invincible. Like, yo, she'll never dump me. Dude. I saw Covino at his most miserable moments when he thought some of these girls would never leave him, and then he's crying in his beer.
I think that's just as important as getting fired. Look, no one likes these things, but it's a part of life that shapes you and gives you character, like Rich said. And, Rich, that's a great example of my first learning experience that life's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows, as Rocky Balboa said.
Your life ain't all sunshine and rainbows.
I was definitely that guy who walked with the strut, thought his S didn't stink, was the coolest dude in the room. She'd never break up with me. She's lucky to have me. I'm God's gift to women. I'm the greatest guy because my mom told me so. And sure enough, man, I was dumped on my ass time and time again by women who thought otherwise.
Well,
and you know what, though? It motivated me. It lit a fire. It let me know that I wasn't all that in the bag of chips, as your dad probably used to say. And I remember this clear as day, Rich. My Uncle Joe said to me, you know what? He's like, I actually like you better, man, as a result, because you've been humbled. You become a real person. You're no longer a cocky wooden boy anymore. You're not a Pinocchio. You're a real man because you know what it's like to experience heartbreak and loss and defeat and being fired. It humbles you and it puts you on your ass into a real place that some people need to be.
And before he got fired, we used to call him Covnocchio. No, but I remember we are on Fox Sports Radio. Is it true that the first two main girlfriends you've had in your life back in your day?
Yes. Are you going to tie this into sports?
Dumped you for a New Jersey Net.
Yes.
At the time.
Yep.
And then the next girlfriend dumped you for a New York Ranger.
Absolutely, yes. That's a true story. I'm not proud of it, but it goes to show you I was a dude living in my parents' basement, or as I used to tell girls, I have these old roommates that live with me. Don't mind those old people. They're my roommates.
They live upstairs. They rent from me.
They rent from me. I was living at home. I was driving radio station vehicles. I was on my grind, on my come up. I sold these beautiful women on my goals and dreams, and they left me for dudes with money. They left me for dudes that were doing big things in professional sports. That humbles you. So back-to-back days, we're talking about people getting fired.
The best of the best in sports have been let go out of contracts.
Yep.
Coaches have been fired. Players that are Hall of Famers have been, we're going to release you. We're not going to pick up the option on your deal. Like, this happens to everyone, and I really do think it's a test to see what you're made of. And Nico Harrison and Brian Dable both facing these obstacles over the last 2 days. And you know what? Sometimes the cushion's a little softer when you have guaranteed money and you're like, I could just chill for a couple years like some of these coaches.
Hey, Merrick, nice shot to Jennings package. Hey, man, nice shot. By the way, we're Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. It's not exactly a fun fact, but this song is about, what the hell's his name? R. Bud Dwyer, a Pennsylvania congressman that killed himself on television.
Oh, boy.
And it had a lasting impact on Richard Patrick, who was watching as a kid. I remember watching as a kid, and he wrote this song, Hey Man, Nice Shot. But the shot we're talking about is the shot to the package last night at the 49ers game.
Any more uplifting fun facts?
Well, I'm just telling you what the song's really about as the main rock voice on Sirius XM Turbo. I just gave myself that title, but happy to be here on Fox Sports Radio. Very thankful Thanksgiving week. Live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. I'm here in New Jersey, and it's time for our tire rack play of the day. Rich's boy that he's defending. Brock Purdy struggled, but the Niners still pulled out a win over the Panthers.
A pivotal matchup between two teams jockeying for position in the NFC playoff picture. The 49ers will defeat the Carolina Panthers here tonight, 20-9, the final score.
And that's courtesy of KNBR Niners Radio Network. That's our Tire Rack play of the day. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Shipped fast and free, backed by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be. Ooh. The live chat is poppin', Rich. Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. We're streaming live. And also got feedback from Idaho, 99.9. Len and Nick are on their way back from fly fishing, listening. They don't buy into nut shots or package shots.
No, they don't? Okay.
And Nick caught his first fish on the fly rod today, and they're loving the CNR show, so props to Len and Nicholas. But, Rich, I know you had final thoughts, Jerry Springer style.
I just think that it's a low-class move.
It is.
It's
a no-class
move. And I think the one-game suspension, that seems fair, seems legit. But I think the 49ers are, because no one's dominant except the Rams. I keep saying we got to remember the Rams, while every other team in the NFL has shown moments of like, ooh, that wasn't good. The Rams have really not shown that at all. In fact, we said yesterday they're two
Patriots
losses.
Patriots fans would smirk at that.
Okay, you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe I don't necessarily buy in quite yet, but I will say, when you look at the Rams, they could very well be 11-0. They lost an overtime game to the Niners that they fumbled on the 1-foot line. And remember, they lost on a game-winning field goal block to the Eagles. So, you know, the Rams, other than the Rams, I think that the NFL is so wide open that if a team like the Niners plays good enough and Brock Purdy finds his game, they could get to the divisional round or so. I just think the NFL is wide open, and I'm going to go over the whole NFC playoff picture. I know we're more than halfway there now. We got 5-6 games left for a lot of teams, and I think the writing's on the wall as to what team could very well be out of it, and you'll be shocked what team I think is out.
I saw the writing on the wall. It said, for a good time, call Rich's mother.
I have a question for you that I want to get your feedback next.
Okay.
Now, honestly, I do want to touch on this for a second. It's not sports related at all. And politics aside, I don't care if you love Trump, hate him, Democrat, Republican. We're here to have a good time and laugh. And I think you'll find this funny.
Did you realize Trump was such a Shador Sanders fan?
I didn't know he would make such a big deal about parting that turkey. Gobble, I'm setting you free.
Gobble, I just want to tell you this, very important. You are hereby unconditionally pardoned.
Yeah, gobble. No, there's something Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said, being that we're about to enter, they're calling this, no joke, the busiest traveling Thanksgiving of all time. I'm not trying to sound like Jesse Palmer on The Bachelor, like the most dramatic season ever. They're saying more traveling this week than ever before. You hear ever before? So he released a statement that I think is hilarious, that I think you'll get with. So we'll do that. We'll go over the NFC playoffs all next.
It's Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Are you ready?
Yes! We talk about pop culture, we talk about sports, we talk about life.
It's a friendship on the radio. When you talk about the best athlete in the world, you're probably thinking Jim Thorpe, right?
I'm thinking Bo Jackson.
I'd have to throw myself at the age of 12 into the conversation.
You are the home run champion. When you find the commonality between sports and life, those analogies and conversations are the best. You were dating some girl, and you were like, hey, babe, let's watch The Sixth Sense. Her mom walked in. Can you believe he was dead the whole time?
I wanted to get up.
Well, slow down, Dana White.
I don't want to say It's never boring.
If the Chiefs win.
Sorry, Patrick Mahomes here. What do you mean by if the Chiefs win?
Our friendship is real. It's authentic. You can't fake the funk.
We're the type of guys you'd want to hang out with at a sports bar. Best way to pick someone up at a bar?
Yeah.
Go up to a cute girl and say, oh, look at that bozo over there. And I'll point to you. We could make fun of each other, poke each other a little bit.
I call him Blubber Lips, Rich Davis, because he never stops talking.
He thinks he's the Mexican Fonz.
Yeah.
At any point, he's wearing a chain. You have a chain on?
Always.
Of course he has a chain on.
That's like asking me if I'm wearing cologne right now. Of course I am. We take a lot of pride in being inclusive and interactive on our show. Just the more the merrier.
Josh, Covino thinks that every man should own a leather jacket.
I only wear vegan leather.
Can you believe this guy?
I can't believe this guy. We have a very special connection with our audience, our listeners. People feel that friendship.
And I appreciate y'all so. I love it.
It's all for you. Thank you.
Mike Tyson, Covino, loves to just challenge us with random Mike Tyson trivia.
Which accomplished celebrity purchased my sprawling Connecticut estate?
I'm going to go 50 Cent.
You are absolutely correct, 50 Cent. I love his song.
You can't schedule a big event during a big sports moment.
My family member scheduled their wedding the same night as a Julio Cesar Chavez fight. Everyone was glued to that fight instead of doing the electric slide.
This is weak.
Unbelievable. You're very tricky.
America, you got sports, you got fun, you got us.
Covino and Rich.
We're crushing it.
The NFL suspended Carolina Panthers safety Trayvon Merrick 1 game without pay for punching 49ers receiver Juwan Jennings in the groin during last night's game. Buffalo Bills signed veteran receiver Brandon Cooks after he was recently released by the New Orleans Saints. Lamar Jackson returned to Baltimore Ravens practice today after missing yesterday's walkthrough because of a toe injury. The Los Angeles Chargers opened the 21-day window for running back Omarion Hampton to be activated from injured reserve. Kansas City Chiefs head coach Andy Reid said that running back Isaiah Pacheco will play on Thanksgiving against the Cowboys. Pacheco has missed the last 3 games with a knee injury. In college football, Oklahoma State has hired North Texas's Eric Morris as its new head coach. Baseball today, the Boston Red Sox acquired 3-time All-Star pitcher Sonny Gray from the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm Isaac Lowenkron.
Hey! Happy Thanksgiving week.
2 at home is right, because I'm actually in my hometown of Union, New Jersey. The rest of the crew, the greatest crew in all the land, 2 live crew, broadcasting live from the Fox Sports Radio. Rich Davis, Danny G, Iowa Sam, Lowenkron. Thanks for being part of it. Thankful for you, Fox Sports Radio Nation. We are Covino and Rich on an action-packed Tuesday. Remember, Sesame Street helped raise all of us. Rich, isn't that where you grew up, on Sesame Street?
I did, yeah.
Now it's our turn. Donate this holiday season at sesame.org, because the world needs Sesame and Sesame needs you, and we need to be rocking out. Let's go.
Now, today, the anniversary of a great movie, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. The best and only real Thanksgiving movie came out on this day, 1987. So what is that, 38 years ago? Do you remember the name of John Candy's character, and what did he sell? What was his profession?
No, what was it?
His name was Dell. And do you know what he sold, Isaac Lowenkron?
Shower curtain rings.
Shower curtain rings.
Those are pillows.
Isaac, I'm bringing you to trivia night, my friend.
I might have to watch that with the fam tonight.
It's a classic, man.
Yeah, I was thinking about what I could watch that wouldn't offend my mom, so maybe I'll watch that. Also, our show is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. Just want to remind everybody, an official sports betting partner of the NFL and NBA. Right now, use promo code CRSHOW to claim your special offerings at DraftKings. Again, that's promo code CRSHOW at DraftKings. The crown is yours. We have an action-packed hour ahead of us. Rich has more fun facts and random trivia.
No, I have a debate about travel that I want to talk about. So
travel. Showboy, Showtime, Mahomes is stopping by, multiple choice trivia and giveaways, and Rich is crunching the NFC schedule. So lots to get to here on Covino and Rich. And, of course, shout out to Nathaniel Richards and Esteban, Kevin Cedarholm, Wes, Crane, lots of people chiming in. Colin in Canada, lots of chiming in at Covino and Rich FSR. And before we talk NFL, Rich, can I just say one more thing?
Certainly.
Covino and Rich FSR is where it's at. That's where we're streaming live right now. And you could join the live chat. You could watch the show, watch what you hear. But it's also where our bonus podcast airs, Overpromised. And this week for Thanksgiving, we welcome Jimwell Pac-Man Pacquiao. Who's Jimwell? Manny's son, who makes his pro debut this weekend. So we're going to talk to Jimwell about his fight, and we're going to talk about his relationship with his dad, and his dad possibly fighting Mayweather again for Pacquiao Mayweather 2. That's Covino and Rich with Jimwell Pacquiao, episode 119 of Overpromised, right on Covino and Rich FSR.
Well, you said I did. So I crunched all these NFC numbers, a bunch of chicken scratch nonsense that we'll get to in a minute, but I have thoughts on the NFC. But it is the biggest travel week of all time. And I don't say that like joking. Like, they're saying it's the most busy Thanksgiving travel week of all time. And they always say that
Thanksgiving. Came back from the
Thanksgiving
airport. It was a nightmare.
Thanksgiving is the most travel time of the year. And they're saying this year there's going to be more travelers than in the history of the United States. I know that sounds absurd, like to say that, but it's true. Get this. As Timmy No Breaks would say, get this.
Get this.
Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy. Now, I don't care if you hate this guy, love him. I don't know if he's a Trump guy. Probably you can. I don't care about your politics. This guy released a statement that I can't understand how anyone would not be behind this. He's like, listen, it's going to be a stressful travel time. Why don't we, as a collective society, say please, say thank you to the flight attendants and pilots as you like get on and off the plane. Have some manners. And this is what you're going to love. He said, how about we dress with a little respect? Could we stop it with the slippers and pajama pants? Dress a little nicer when you travel.
I love it. We're way too, I don't know, comfortable, way too recreational.
Bro, I saw pictures. I saw
it's
pictures.
like Seinfeld. He's like, have you seen, I see policemen on pogo sticks. Like, we've gone too far.
No, I think there's a sense of, like, pajamas have made the mainstream. Dude, I saw pictures of your daughter's Sweet 16 from this past weekend.
Yeah.
She's wearing a gown that I'm sure cost you thousands.
It's like a quinceañera ballroom gown, yeah.
And she's all done up. You're at some sassy, like, country club-looking hall. You're wearing a suit. Some of the teenage boys at her party were wearing, like, sweatpants and a hoodie.
I blame the adults, though. Here's why. It all started with Casual Friday, and then we took advantage, and then COVID happened, and then we stopped wearing pants. We started wearing sweatpants and everything else.
I'm not saying we need to be someone from the 1940s where we're wearing fedoras and trench coats everywhere.
Why? That's class.
No, but what I'm saying is,
class.
You don't think there's an in-between. Isaac, Danny G, you guys don't think there's an in-between?
Dude.
Like, you don't need to wear a suit on the plane, but do you really think we all need to wear flannel pajama pants, take our socks off, and, like, act like we're in our den? It's a little much, no?
Yeah, there's a middle ground that's needed when you go out in public.
Yeah, you dress comfortably, but you still look like an adult.
You can wear
still look presentable.
Wear a nice pair of joggers if you're going to wear sweats, but, like, sweats with holes in them and flannel pants. Like, I was Sam. You're come on, no?
Oh, I'm totally with you. I think this is the whole, like, super casual flying wardrobe has been an issue for like a quarter century. And I don't know if it's an issue. I call it issue in quotation marks. But people have been very casual flying on planes since basically flying became casual. Like, there used to be a time where people were served, like, buffets and banquets on planes, and you would dress to the nines.
But isn't there something nice, Sam? Like,
those were the days.
Those were the days,
see?
They were served cigarettes, too.
Yes.
Yeah, but anytime you watch an old Timey Times video of an old ball game, you do see dudes in their suits and trench coats and fedoras. It was just a classier time. People cared about how they looked and how they presented. And we threw that out the window, and we look like a bunch of slobs. And that's the truth. So I do get behind this, Rich.
You look at, like you said, an old game footage of the Yankees, 1927. Whatever little old school footage they have, you're right. Everyone in the crowd has their scorecard and, like, a trench coat and a fedora. You see, here's New York City or downtown Chicago, 1940-something. It's a bunch of dudes wearing suits. Women would put themselves together. I just think, and I'm all for comfort, right? I'm not saying.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say, man.
Those suits were not comfortable.
I remember
can't be.
Rich wanting to get my Sunday suit off from church so badly. I hated being dressed like that.
Oh, it's wool.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what?
So uncomfortable.
Covino points it out more than anyone. COVID, there was a lot of bad about it. There was some decent takeaways in the midst of, a bad time. There were some decent takeaways, like, there are some things you could do from home now. Some people are mobily working a little bit, more flexibility. We learned some stuff, but I'll tell you what, we became, and I'm guilty. I just got back on track recently. We got so in the habit of being so sloppy during COVID.
Sloppy, sweatpants, Crocs. It's like, come on, are we adults or are we schoolboys?
Dude, I mean, I'm not saying I'm dressed to the nines, but I'm wearing my Travis Matthew jeans. I got a fitted T-shirt on, a hoodie.
It.
Like,
it's just presentable.
Like
There's
casual.
So
like, be casually presentable. I agree. So I just thought this was funny, being that we're entering the biggest traveling week.
It's a shame that he has to remind people to be polite and courteous around Thanksgiving, around the holidays, and to dress like adults.
His statement is pretty much just telling a bunch of grown-ups what you would tell kids, right?
Yeah,
the
exactly.
Transportation Secretary, Sean Duffy, had to say, it would be nice if we said please and thank you to the service workers and pilots and flight attendants during the busiest travel time. Keep your cool. And you know what also helps? Self-respect comes with feeling respect. Dress a little better. Dress with respect. And people are giving this people are hating on this, by the way. That's why I brought up. People are saying, like, what does this guy tell? He's right on the money, if you ask me.
Yeah, but there's a difference between your footsie pajamas and your stupid fluffy slippers that people go to the airport with, and like athleisure. Like, you could wear some sort of athletic gear, some sort of athletic pant and a hoodie, and still be comfortable yet presentable on an airplane in public. You know what I mean? We're talking about in public.
Yeah, there's this like emphasis that who cares about vanity? I'll tell you what. There's a lot of gross people out there.
Eddie Arcadian and me growing up watching The Last Dragon.
That's true. But I'm just saying, there's a big emphasis on, like, oh, you shouldn't care about what you look like. Don't be vain. It's like, well, don't look like a slob.
Hey, Rich, you know who cares about vanity? Bruce Leroy. That's who.
A movie that you love that I've never seen. You guys love that stupid movie.
The Last Dragon, dude.
I'll watch The Last Dragon when you watch one of two movies that Covino's never seen. Get ready for this.
Pick one.
I'll watch The Last Dragon if you watch. I'm going to give you a choice, too. The Mighty Ducks or Little Giants.
Oh, Little Giants. You just saw Little Giants, though.
I know
which
it's a
one's better?
good.
You
But
tell
I'm
me
saying
which
I
one
just
to watch.
I mean they're very similar. It's just one's hockey. I think Mighty Ducks is better, but you like football more than hockey. So I'm just saying you watch one of the. You're with your nephews and nieces this week for Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
both.
Not
solid.
a bad idea. All right, yeah, maybe I'll watch both of them. That's a great idea, actually.
Look at
You know
that.
what? That's a whole conversation maybe we could have tomorrow, Rich, as we all get together with friends and family. Like, what are
Family
those
movies.
safe? What are those safe for a family like mine? A mom who's easily offended by everything. You got to find those safe movies like Little Giants and Mighty Ducks to watch. Fun for the whole family. But, Rich, I couldn't get behind this sentiment more. I just came back from the airport, and we're embarrassing as a society. Way too casual, way too relaxed. It's like, come on, man. Step it up just a little bit and enjoy time with friends and family. So I can get behind this all day.
Yeah, but some people like Mike hit us up in Kentucky. I'm just looking at our text messages. He said, "Hey, dude, it's a plane runway, not a fashion runway. I'm going comfort."
Oh, you look like a slob, Mike. Sorry.
Got him. In our YouTube chat, Matt said that our grandparents all dressed in their casket suits because they all thought they were going to die every time they flew.
It's possible. Hey, I'm
hold
ready.
on. There's he's saying it's not a fashion runway. No one's saying you got to look like RuPaul at the drag race. No one's saying you got to be Derek Zoolander. But you look presentable like an adult. How did we lose the focus on what's appropriate, especially around the holidays? Why do you want to look like a slob?
Yeah.
So I'm all behind it. Duffy, good for you.
Okay. All right. So I want to crunch these numbers because I know coming up we're going to do Showtime, Mahomes trivia. If you want to get a head start, make sure you're the contestant. Phones are always hot. In fact, they're all lit. So if you want to try to sneak in, 877-99 on Fox is the number, 877-99 on Fox. Now, would you mind if I did a little, dare I say, schedule watching?
The Rich loves to look at the schedule game.
Schedule watching. All right. Yeah. There are, as you know, 7 teams that make the playoffs in the NFC. And to me, there's 8 teams, which means one of these teams is leaving and going home. Out
Okay,
the
so
mix.
we're crunching the NFC right now.
We're crunching it, bro.
All right. You're like Captain Crunch. Let's go. The Soggies. Who are the Soggies? The Crunch Berries.
Now, let's get it out of the way and say your playoff teams, unless there's some monumental collapse, which doesn't even seem possible, you got the Eagles winning the NFC East, the Rams winning, I think, the NFC West. I know you could say, well, they're only a game up. I don't know. I feel like they got that, right?
It's bonkers to me that the Buccaneers are still in the first in the South after losing 3 in a row.
You can thank the 49ers for keeping the Panthers at bay.
Yep.
So, and we could also agree that one team will make it from that division, right? So when we crunch these numbers, it's very clear to me that Eagles, Rams, and NFC South winner. I'm going to say the Bucs just for the heck of it. So those are in. They're in like Flynn.
Absolutely.
4 teams, 1 more division winner, and 3 wild cards. Here's the question now. Who are those teams? Because I'm going to say that there's 4 teams left that make it. I'm going to present you 5 teams. The 49ers, the Seahawks, the Bears, the Packers, and the Lions. 3 NFC North teams and 2 teams in the West other than the Rams. One of those teams ain't making it. What team is out of the mix?
All right, hold on. 49ers, Bears.
Now, first of all, let's go. I want to go 49ers and Seahawks first.
Seahawks. You know what? I don't know if Dan Byer was being facetious today, but I was listening to DB and Monty while I was taking a shower. I know that sounds weird, but it's not.
What were you scrubbing when you?
By the way,
to
can
them?
I just say Iowa Sam just really held it down today. What a professional, Iowa Sam. You sounded great today. I thought I was listening to the Sam show.
Really?
Yeah, you sounded great. I'm like, who is that Sam? Like, you were like the whole show for a moment.
Wow, I feel like I've been having kind of an off day. Maybe it's just because I'm getting out of here for Thanksgiving.
That's in your head, man. But I
appreciate
heard Dan
that.
Byer ranked the Seahawks like number 1.
Well, he's a Seahawks fan, but let me tell
I know, but he's really high on them. Dan Byer knows what he's talking about. I would say the Seahawks are definitely in that mix, Rich.
You know what? I'm putting the Seahawks in the playoffs. I'll tell you why. Because they have the weakest schedule. They play the Vikings. I'm going to say a W. Falcons, W. Let's just say they pick up a loss. They play the Colts, right? Let's do an L. Even if they lose to the Rams, right?
Okay.
L. Panthers, W. That right there brings them to 11-5. And even if they lost that last game to the Niners at the final game of the season, they'd be 11-6. Seahawks are in. Seahawks are.
Wait, but you know how you always say, what does Vegas know that we don't know?
Yeah.
What does Bayern know that we don't know? And that's plenty, sure, but he thinks they're top 3 in the league.
I mean, they lost
the
they lost the first game of the year to the Niners when they weren't really established yet on that ball that should have been picked in the end zone, but the Niners snuck by. Besides that, they lost to the Rams, a couple weeks ago. So Seahawks are really good. They're in. I think the Niners, just based on the fact that they play the Browns and Texans, they could jump out to 10-4, which means they would just need to win one of their final 3 games. Colts, Bears, Seahawks. 3 tough games. But if the Niners win one of those games, they're 11-6. And I think that gets you in. We talked about how 11-6 gets you in, right?
Yep.
Then you got to ask yourself, which of the NFC North teams are out?
Dang.
Packers, Lions, and Bears. All 3 teams are not making it. Danny G, do you have an instinct?
I'm buying into the Bears.
Do you have an instinct of, like, without even looking at who they play, like, is there a team where you're like, oh, they're on the downward or upward? Like, is there...
I feel like the Packers are going to get it together and finish the season strong.
Wow.
The Lions?
I got to be consistent, Rich. I said the Bears look like a stock that just continues to be, you said up or down, they continue to keep going up. They've won 4 in a row now. They're 8-3. I think the Bears are legit.
This Thanksgiving Day game in 2 days from now determines the whole season for the Detroit Lions. If the Detroit Lions lose on Thanksgiving Day, they've lost 7 of the last 8 Thanksgiving Day games. They won last year, but they've been cold, but they haven't been great always, right? So Danny G, follow me here. I'll try to make it as simple as possible. Right now, the Lions are 7-4.
Mm-hmm.
If they lose to the Packers on Thanksgiving, they'll be 7-5. 7-5 would mean they would have to then go minimum 4-1 to get to 11 wins. They play the Cowboys at the Rams. They play the Steelers. They play the Bears.
Ooh.
Like the Lions, I'm calling it right now. Lions lose on Thursday, their season's done. Too much of an uphill battle because the Bears, but then again, you could say, well, the Bears, you know what they have, Covino? You're so hot on them. Black Friday, they play the Eagles. If they beat the Eagles, I think the Bears are on the way to being in because they'd be 9-3.
I mean, how's that not possible? The Cowboys just beat the
But
Eagles.
the Bears play the Eagles and Packers the next 2 weeks. They could lose 2 games and be 8-5. All I'm saying is, right now, I want to put the emphasis for everyone that loves football as much as we do, that schedule watches as much as I do. The Lions losing on Thanksgiving would be almost a nail in their coffin. Because then I feel like they'd have to almost win out. So I'll put, you know what I'll do? I'll make a little chart later, Covino, and I'll post it on our Instagram at Covino and Rich because I love schedule watching. I love this stuff. And I know anything can happen week to week, but their schedule is real tricky. And the Lions, like you said, I was saying, without Ben Johnson calling those plays, something's off.
And no Sam Laporta, their tight end.
And Sam Laporta's out. There's just like there's something's a little off. And if they don't find a way to beat the Packers in 2 days, it's over. Sorry, Detroit. All right, we have more CNR And Mahomes joins us. We're going to do a little Showtime Mahomes trivia 2 days ahead of the Chiefs matchup with the Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day. We'll get to all that next right here on Covino and Rich.
Rich, I finally figured out why my place is the spot, the hangout spot for all my friends and all the ladies, bro.
Dude, now you're just saying things. I don't think that's the case at all.
Nah, man, because they heard about my TCL. That's why.
Oh, exactly. QD Mini LED. The brightness is wild. The contrast is deep. The color's spot on. And the motion? Silky. It just looks better.
And now the price looks even better. Bigger, brighter, better Black Friday with up to 50% off select TCL TVs, including the Ultimate Series.
From the QM8K, the ultimate choice, ultimate brightness, ultimate black levels, for the ultimate game day experience, to the QM6K. There's a sweet spot for every room.
Premium picture on sale now. Plus, you can still enter to win 4 tickets to Super Bowl 60. What? With the TCL Ultimate Season to Score at TCL.com.
Hit your favorite retailer, grab this amazing deal, lock in epic experiences, epic savings, undeniable bragging rights now through Black Friday while supplies last.
TCL, official TV partner of the NFL. Bigger, brighter, better Black Friday. Select models, limited time. See TCL.com for details. Tom Brady was robbed. Here's a guy who really can't complain that much, but no one wants to be robbed. And the story goes like this. Some dude walks into the Lower Manhattan store, and he pulls like $10,000 worth of cards, and he brings them to the register, and his cards declined. And the kid's like, sorry, sir. I'm improvising here now. Sorry, sir, your cards declined. And he's like, nah, it's not. And the kid is like sort of, and he does some sort of like magic trick because he tricks the kid into believing like, nah, it's all good. Walks out with $10,000 worth of merchandise and memorabilia. And it got us thinking of cards that we thought would be worth something, but they're not.
Almost like what were you robbed into thinking? Like
Right.
I think back to baseball cards. I'll say this. These were the cards that I tried to mass collect because I'm like, one day, oh, this is going to pay off.
And for the record, like Rich said, we're still big fans. Look at this one. I just got this one this week. Aaron Judge, rookie.
Yeah.
Call the judge and get some fudge.
I get it.
Donnie baseball, bro. Look at this one. Got the uniform in there. Look at that. I got your Shohei rookie in a bet.
It's cards are on a big comeback the last like 5 years. But
For sure.
When we were kids, let's shout out some cards that we thought were going to be valuable. And we were, as Fonzie would say, wrong.
And we got to state the obvious. It's because a lot of these were mass produced or that player really didn't amount to what we thought.
It's one of those. It's either they never amounted to shit or they made a million copies of them.
Right.
And you could still go to some hobby shops and buy packs of 80s cards for like $5. So it's
Hobby
like,
shops. I'm going to the card vault.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
I'm a big Tom Brady guy.
Can we start with former New York Met, Greg Jeffries? Because I'm not the only one that thought he was a future star.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt. This was a hot card. We thought he was the next Lenny Dykstra, next Nails, even better. We saw the videos of him swinging the bat underwater. Like he had cool workout techniques. I even had the scorecards, like a buttload of Greg Jeffries cards.
But that was the one. That was the Topps future star. And I remember being like, yo, I'm going to mass collect these.
I remember investing a lot into Greg Jeffries and Tom Gordon, too. Flash Gordon.
Oh, well, there was a Yankee. Remember Brian Taylor?
Yeah.
That was one that I remember investing in. How about this one? A card that we all sought out. And I remember thinking like, yo, this is like when he was on Team USA. This is wild. It was in the traded set.
Yeah.
The Mark McGwire Team USA. Now, there are some like PSA rated 10s that are worth a good amount of money. But if you just have the rando one without the little emblem, like if you got just a regular traded set, it's like $15.
$15 on eBay, but this was one of the holy grails of our childhood because that was considered his rookie. His USA card, Mark McGwire, the Bash brother, no way.
Before he was an A.
Yeah, before he was an A, that was the card to get. You thought by now it'd be worth millions.
$15. Shout out to one of my childhood friends, Phil, who sold all
Phil Mabosek?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Phil convinced all our friends that we needed to really make sure we acquired as many Upper Deck Todd Van Poppels as possible.
Should have said acquire the McGuire, but you said Van Poppel.
The Van Poppel.
Van Poppel.
I mean, another Oakland Athletic at the time. Todd Van Poppel. He had he was a big leaguer, but there was a point where we thought Todd Van Poppel was the shit.
He had no popple. It didn't pan out the way we thought. And I think the name really stuck with us as kids, and we believed in it. Get this card that we thought would be worth something, $10. $10. Again, $10 is $10.
Yeah, but Covino, it says top prospect. I'm sold.
Top prospect, Upper Deck, and Upper Deck was hot back then.
And by the way, that was my primo collecting days. 91 Upper Deck. That was like the primo time for me, at least.
Oh yeah,
late 80s, early 90s. But yeah, Todd Van Poppel. Let me throw another name at you. A guy that clearly did work out, but again, mass production. It wasn't a picture of him. It was the painting on those Don Russ Diamond Kings.
It was the Diamond Kings, yeah.
Oh my God, Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh, you got to get that one.
Oh, it's a drawing.
You
of
go
him.
to the card show and you're like, you got the Ken Griffey Diamond Kings? And you probably overpaid for it. Hey, yeah, kid, give me $60 for that.
Again, there's special edition ones that are worth a lot, but that one again is like $5.
$5. $5.
Come on.
Not worth really what you thought it would be. And I think the holy grail of what every kid of the 80s, 90s had to get their hands on was another A, because the A's were hot. Athletics were big back then. 89 champions. The Jose Canseco rated rookie. I still got it in that hard plastic with the screws on it and everything. And of course, he's a 500 home run club power hitter, but he's not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
His career's a little tainted. And it's not worth what we thought.
And to be honest, like all your old cards, the chance of you having a Don Russ 86 PSA 10 is like unlikely. So like a regular one's like $12. $12. So.
$12. I think, I'm not even kidding you, because I could picture mine. I think I paid $80 for it. I paid $80 for it in like 89 or something.
The opposite of inflation.
Yeah, so that was the 86 Jose Canseco, Don Russ rated rookie. And that's cards that we thought would be worth a lot more, would be worth something by now. If you want to add to that, again, at Covino and Rich, at Fox Sports Radio. Ooh, you know what? I needed a nice cover because it's chilly here on the East Coast. It's cold out here in New Jersey. It's Godsmack covering Led Zeppelin. And it all ties together because I feel like Robert Plant could have played the Cowardly Lion in Wicked, Rich. We're live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. For over 40 years, Tire Rack has been helping customers find the right tires for how, what, and where they drive. Ship fast and free by free road hazard protection with convenient installation options like mobile tire installation. TireRack.com, like tire buying should be. You know, I met Robert Plant one time, and I thought it was the Cowardly Lion. I was like, holy God.
It's the curly hair. It's the curly blonde hair.
It's the mane. It's the mane.
Yes.
And Sesame Street helped raise all of us. Now it's our turn. Donate this holiday season at sesame.org because the world needs Sesame, and Sesame needs you.
Ooh, I was just reading all the feedback. Lots of great stuff. By the way, Bo hitting us up saying that he thinks everyone should watch Overpromise just because of... I don't think I think of it says Rich gets dirty.
Rich is dirty.
I don't know
Rich
about
is a
that.
creepo. Yeah.
But hey, lots of fun, Overpromise, all the stuff on the YouTube page. But right now, it's time to give away a prize. Showtime, Mahomes trivia. Let's go.
The mostly lovable Patrick Mahomes.
Truth is, I want everybody to love me, not just the refs.
It's time for some NFL trivia.
I'm here.
Yes, we know you're here.
All right, Patrick Mahomes here to play Showtime Mahomes trivia.
All right, FSR security walking our broke Patrick into the main studio.
Very thankful. Gobble, gobble.
Yeah, you
Let's
should
go.
be after you came back to beat the Colts.
Hey, man, this should be a Patrick Mahomes float at the parade. I'm so pumped. Going to wake up, watch the parade, and then I'm going to dominate Cowboys. Let's go.
All right, we are going to meet the contestants right now. 27-time winner Rich Davis right over there.
Let's go.
The reigning champion from last week, 10-time winner Spotty Boy in the house.
Let's go for number 11.
And looking to win a CNR prize on the studio lines
So
right
excited.
now. Greg in Nevada was the first one through. Nevada, what do you do there, Greg?
I am actually in the military.
Salute
thank you for what you do, my friend.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you guys.
Yeah,
Thank you guys.
which branch?
Army.
Army. Good. My grandfather was in the Army. Awesome. All right, here are the
Dad
rules.
was in the Army.
Yeah, Spot was in the Army too.
No, my dad was.
Rules for Showtime
I
Mahomes
wasn't in the Army.
NFL trivia. The first contestant with 2 correct answers is the champ. If there's a tie, we have a tiebreaker question. Your name is your buzzer, but you do have to wait until all 3 possible answers are read. If there's 2 wrong answers in a row, we move on to the next question. Are you ready? Let's get it on.
I don't want to brag, but speaking of champs, I think we'll be the champs again.
Oh,
you guys are overanalyzing. Usual suspects will be there, that being the Chiefs. All right, well, round 1. Let's go. Patrick Mahomes here. And if I had these kind of receivers, I'd be 11-0 this season. This player holds the single-season record for TD receptions with 23. Ooh. Is it A, Shannon Sharp, B, got to be nice like Jerry Rice, or C, Randy Moss?
Greg.
Oh.
C, Randy Moss.
Yeah.
Bam.
Yep.
Greg, halfway to a CNR Nerf football right away.
All right, way to go. Patrick Mahomes here.
Hi, Patrick.
We move on to round 2.
Wait, hold on, Patrick.
Yeah.
I got to ask.
you.
I mean, you're playing the Cowboys on Thanksgiving Day. Are the Chiefs now America's team or no?
Absolutely. We've been America's team, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, who else would you say is America's team? The Cowboys?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
But I am excited to see Post Malone. I almost called him Post Mahomes.
Post Mahomes.
Post Mahomes.
You suddenly related to you.
Post Mahomes. Halftime. Let's go.
All right, we move on to round 2. Greg on the board so far.
All right. How much was the record-setting fine that CBS paid for Janet Jackson's quote-unquote wardrobe malfunction at Super Bowl 38?
Whoa, mama.
Whoa, mama's right. Hit the pause button. A, $1.2 million. B, $550,000. Or C, $2.1 million.
Greg.
Greg for the clean sweep.
A, $1.2 million.
No, sorry.
Rich
for the steal.
C, 2.1?
No, you're both losers.
Wait, so you're telling me all that publicity, all that hubbub and everything for $500,000?
Yeah, that's how much Rich puts into his backyard and his new swimming pool.
Right?
No, I'm just saying, like, we're talking about $1 billion Super Bowl ads. What do Super Bowl ads cost, right? Like, think about that. You know, show a little nipple, you get $500,000.
All right,
$550,000, and that was a weak moment.
Hey, Pat, I got nipples. Can you milk me?
That's quite the TD reception.
All right, so Greg is still the only one on the board as we go to round 3.
All right, round 3. Showboy. Life of a showboy, Mahomes.
Okay.
What was I once quoted saying about arm strength? A, you could have the big arm, and that's good, but it doesn't help you necessarily win games. B, what you may lack in arm strength, you can make up for with game management skills. Or C, you could have an amazing arm, but none of that matters in the end unless the refs are looking out for you.
Spot.
B?
No.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
You'd be wrong, S.A.
Greg.
Hey.
Yeah. Man. Oh, man, that was a layup.
I know. I
That
handed
was
him
a
that.
layup.
Come on.
I say we saw a Nerf football in half and mail that to Greg.
I mean,
Can I have the other half?
Greg does proudly serve our country. I think he deserves it.
That's a great point.
Thank you, Greg. And let it be known here on Covino and Rich, Chiefs will be 7-5 after this week. All the speculation is for the birds. You guys are a bunch of jive turkeys, and we'll be there. Usual suspects, Kaiser Sose, the Chiefs, overanalyze,
Okay.
continue
All right.
doing
You're
what
done?
you do, and happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Gobble, gobble.
Happy Turkey Day to you, Patrick.
Gobble,
Thank you.
gobble.
We'll see you
Very
next
thankful.
week. Greg, we salute you. Thanks for all you do for the country, and we'll be mailing you a Nerf football there in Nevada.
All right. Thank you, guys.
No, thank you, bro.
Later.
I'm looking at the Thursday games. You know, we lucked out this year. You know, a lot of times, like on Thanksgiving, you're watching just because, you know, you're at mom and dad's house, you're hosting, and it's like, yeah, it's football, it's Thanksgiving, so you have it on. But how many times do we sit through like a bunk like Bears-Lions game when both teams were, you know, like under 500?
When those week-ass games would go on, I'd watch March of the Wooden Soldiers, bro.
You're the guy? That
Yeah,
lame,
you
that
know what?
lame-ass movie?
Dude, if you want me to watch Little Giants, why don't you watch the Thanksgiving classic, March of the Wooden Soldiers, dude?
I rather
classic.
I mean,
Iowa Sam knows what I'm talking about.
I've actually not seen that movie, but I saw an article that was like, are you trying to watch March of the Wooden Soldiers this Thanksgiving? Click this link to find out how. And I'm like,
Also
I'm not
known
trying
as
to find it.
Babes
yeah,
in
you know why?
Toyland.
They're trying
It's
to
a
clickbait people because
classic.
you know who watches March of the Wooden Shoulders? It's 75-year-old parents.
March
Not
of the
wooden
Wooden
shoulders.
Shoulders.
Shoulder, she.
Yeah, shoulder.
Yeah, she.
Right after Casablanca.
Yeah. No, it's a great
that's a movie
one.
that won't offend your mom, Steve.
Laurel and Hardy
put
at
that
their
one on.
best.
Oh.
It's
Wait,
great.
Laurel and Hardy are in that?
Yeah.
It's black and white.
It's really good. Yeah, it's a classic.
All right, well,
Yeah, I'd rather
maybe.
not. But what I was saying was we usually get those bunk games because, traditionally there's always a couple stinkers on the holidays that you just watch because you're with family and friends, right? Packers-Lions, I told you about the magnitude of this game. Loser could seal like their playoff fate because it's going to be so close in the NFC. So that is a monstrous game, and that's at 1 o'clock on the East Coast, 10 out here on the West. Chiefs-Cowboys, I know it sounds crazy, but the Cowboys being 5-1, if they got hot, they could, it's not
They are kinda hot,
impossible.
right? They're getting hot. No,
right?
you would think.
And the Chiefs need that to stay in the mix. And Bengals Ravens, the return we get to the return of Joe Burrow. Is he going to spoil the Ravens' dreams of making this ultimate comeback? And then Black Friday, Bears and Eagles, 2 8-3 first place teams. So you really are loaded up. We are very lucky and thankful for 4 great games Thursday and Friday.
So cool.
All right, let's go to ILO for an update. Isaac Lowenkron, what's up?
Package Gate 2025. The NFL today suspended Carolina safety Trayvon Merrick 1 game without pay for punching San Francisco 49ers receiver Jawan Jennings in the groin during last night's game. Merrick does have the right to appeal. Among the feedback on social media, at Mike Henkelman posting, quote, the paycheck he's losing should be split in half, one half going to Jennings' right and the other half to his left.
Wait, I thought Package Gate was when Covino wore those gray sweatpants on his flight home. No, that was... No, I'm going to go.
No,
now.
that was a package great.
No.
Good one. Good one, Covino.
Thank you.
Covino's the best.
Just trying to mentally delete that from my mind as I was picturing it. Anyway, elsewhere, the Buffalo Bills signed veteran receiver Brandon Cooks. Lamar Jackson returned to Ravens practice today after he missed yesterday's walkthrough with a toe injury. Chargers opened the 21-day window for running back Omarion Hampton to be activated from injured reserve. Every Olympic dream starts with a first glide. Through Learn to Skate USA, kids build confidence, strength, and joy on the ice. Learn to Skate USA offers programs for skaters of all ages and abilities. Find a program near you at learntosskateusa.com. In baseball, the Boston Red Sox today acquired 3-time All-Star pitcher Sonny Gray from the St. Louis Cardinals. And in college football, Oklahoma State hired North Texas's Eric Morris as its new head coach. Guys, all yours.
You know what sucks, Isaac? Not seeing you every day, number one.
Oh.
Number two, aging. You said Brandon Cooks, right?
Yeah.
In my mind, I'm like, yeah, he was like really good recently. And I just looked up his stats. Like, time's flying, dude. He's 32. He hasn't had a 1,000-yard season since 2021. And in my mind, Brandon Cooks is still like a productive guy. But like, time flies and you realize like these guys dwindle away and it sucks.
The odd thing is, even during that time, he was getting constantly traded from team to team. He went from the Saints to the Patriots to the Rams to the Texans during his most productive years.
Yeah, and like in my mind, I'm like, oh, that's an interesting acquisition. I'm like, is it really? Because he seems like, you say his name, it's like, ooh. No, I don't think so. Devontae Adams is the only guy that's proving to be like surprising everyone. Like, ooh, they're more productive than I ever thought. But besides that, an aging wide receiver never seems to work out.
So you're saying he should change his name to Brandon Simmers?
Yeah, Brandon cooked. Thank you, Ilo.
Thank you, Ilo. And Ilo had, that Sonny Gray update. I have a thought about baseball. I know we're not in the baseball mindset right now, but there was a pretty cool announcement yesterday that I think kind of went under the radar, and I have a question about the World Baseball Classic.
I'm in a baseball mood. My dude, not that he was my dude, but Brendan Nimmo traded for Marcus Semien. So there's some baseball stuff we could get to. And I know you have a deep thought about baseball.
No. Don't overpromise. It's not necessarily a deep thought, but it's a question I will pose.
Man, Covino's really going to make you think next, guys. It's a really deep thought. More CNR right here on FSR.
I feel like there's something getting in the way of us acknowledging Austin Reeves as a superstar.
Honestly, it's the most obvious observation, which would be an obvious observation. But could it be that he's just such an unassuming superstar? Like, he's such a goober, such a aw shucks kind of guy that he doesn't get the credit he deserves?
Just say out loud what everyone's thinking.
I'm just
he's
saying,
like a goofy-looking white guy.
Yeah, maybe that's what gets in his way, because the stats are showing otherwise. The stats are saying he's on his way. He's on his way to superstardom. He's on his way to being a bigger star. He already should be that guy because he's got the numbers and he's on the Lakers. He's in LA. He's playing with Luka and maybe tonight with LeBron. Like, he should already be that guy, but he's taken like a slow burn to the mountaintop.
You just said it. You said it. I'll give you the analogy, as our show intro said. I could somehow turn an analogy. What was it? Micah Parsons and sweaters? How about this? The Bachelor and Austin Reeves.
Okay.
You ever watch The Bachelor? Might have got stuck watching with the girlfriend or wife.
Unfortunately, yes.
And you see all these girls on the show.
Ooh.
And in their hometown, they're the hottest.
Ooh.
Every dude gives them attention. Ooh, she's from Salt Lake City. She's from Austin. She's from Nashville. In their town, oh my God, everyone's sweating them, drooling over them. But then when you put them in a room with 25 other hot girls, it's like pageant life. They're all hot. So you better step it up. And I think Austin Reeves is just in a room with Luka, LeBron. He was in a room with Anthony Davis. LA and the Lakers, stars.
I don't even know if it's that. Actually, that's a great analogy, so I'm not dumping on it. It's actually a solid analogy. Maybe he's just not sexy enough for LA, and he has to put up circus numbers to really get their attention.
So you think
when
he needs a glow up? You think he needs an Austin Reeves
he's
LA
just
glow up?
A regular looking guy, regular fella, and that's what makes him extra charming and I think more dangerous because people don't expect that from this guy. But like I said, the numbers say otherwise. Check this out.
Are you saying that he is wearing Adam Sandler shorts to the gym when he should be wearing like Aloe or Lululemon or something?
Yeah, he needs a glow up. Get this.
Okay, let's hear it.
Austin Reeves has the second most 25-point games by a Laker guard since 2000. Only Kobe had more. Second only to Kobe is unreal.
Kobe.
So Reeves is now in serious company. But he has to be at Kobe level to start getting this recognition. Yeah, everybody knows he's got game. Everybody knows he's what did they describe him as earlier? Like he's a bad man kind of. I forget how he was described, but on the court they know he's great, but the world needs to recognize. And then
I'm telling you, there's a sense of he's a gooberish white guy, and I think people compare him to like Caruso for some reason, or like
because he's white. Because he's white and unassuming.
Yeah, it's just there's something to be said about that, and like that's not racist. It's not. It's just. But
I think Caruso had more swag right off the bat. Austin Reeves had to find the headband and get the floppy here to the side.
But you know what it is? Like, we can't be fake about this. If you go to the schoolyard and you see some dad with whack-ass shorts and a headband on, and he's beating the young, flashy players in, like, schoolyard ball, that's sort of what Austin Reeves is doing. Everyone else seems like they have way more swag and way more style and way everything. And this guy just, he knows how to ball. And like you said, there's nothing sexy about him. Even his post games, like he's sort of like, he's charming in a goofy way.
I forget what Reddick said about him, though. He's something about, like, everyone on the court knows that he's dangerous. He's a bad dude. Reeves has been playing like a superstar, not just a good player. Like, to get attention, he has to be a superstar, and that's what he's doing. After going 5 for 9 from deep against the Bucks, Austin Reeves has officially passed Caldwell Pope for 7th place on the Lakers' all-time 3-points made list. Total three-pointers made, Reeves, 523 threes. 523 threes, 37% in 291 games. Caldwell Pope, 522 threes and 38%, 292 games. So he's just climbing the ranks left and right, day after day, numbers going up. And as these memes and as the stats show, he's just getting started. Like, so He's already climbing the three-point ranks for Lakers.
Ooh.
Yeah. Covino and Rich live from the Fox Sports Radio studio. And no more waiting. Your goals start now. This Black Friday, take your workouts around the world with Nordic Track and iFit. Save big on treadmills, bikes, and rowers at NordicTrack.com. Nordic Track. Train anywhere, explore everywhere.
You know who looks like they've been working out?
Who?
Did you see this video? And again, a lot of times you see athletes in uniform, so you're not quite sure how cut they are, especially baseball players. A guy you hate, Aroldis Chapman, Chappie.
Oh, what do you mean? That dude's been jacked for years.
No, but there's video of him doing already like his first off-season workout. We're just tossing a ball back and forth with maybe like a friend or something. They're saying he looks like a linebacker having a catch because you usually see him, but you usually see him in like a baggier uniform. Aroldis Chapman is a beastodon.
You know what else I see? Him like I don't know. Actually, you know what? I don't like him, so I'll keep it to myself. But I do want to say, very thankful for the Fox Sports Radio Nation. Thanksgiving week, I'm here in New Jersey, and the rest of the crew back in L.A. The chat is popping today, dude, and we want you to be part of it. Covino and Rich FSR on YouTube. Shout out to Esteban, the after show, but later, Nathaniel Richards. Man, so many people chiming in today, Rich. It's really good to see.
Well, I love it. So let's keep that channel growing. Again, youtube.com/@Covino and Rich FSR. You could, again, chop it up with other listeners, other Covino and Rich friends.
Gonzalez. What's up, Bradley? Sean Bowe.
Yo, Bradley Gonzalez is a great example of what you love.
Chris Jones, 546.
Covino, you said, being that you are half Mexican, you said you love when young Latino kids have, like, white guy names.
Yes.
Bradley Gonzalez.
Órale, Bradley. Vatos locos, Bradley. Yeah. So get this, Rich.
Get this.
You're talking to Aroldis Chapman. Sonny Gray's in the news.
Nimmo spoke for the first time as a Texas Ranger, and everyone's seemed to be pumped about that. Marcus Semien was talking to Keith Hernandez, I believe, for the Mets. So, yeah.
I was making my way here to the East Coast for Thanksgiving, and I saw a news alert, and I'm like, ooh. Now, I was tuning in already. But I feel like 3 years ago it really started popping, and now you have to tune in. I'm talking World Baseball Classic, March 5th through the 17th, 2026. Now, as a Yankees fan, I'm very pumped that Aaron Judge is the captain of Team USA. USA made it to the finals in 2023. Do you remember what happened? Let me set up the picture.
Can I guess?
Do you remember how it ended?
Didn't Mike Trout get in the batter's box?
Yes.
And on the mound for Japan, Shohei Ohtani.
Yes. And Shohei struck out Mike Trout. Japan won the World Baseball Classic, but it was a battle, man. It was so cool to see the international pride in the international game as it's growing, right? Get this. As of yesterday, it was announced that Shohei will be back to represent Team Japan. And, dude, that just raises the stakes. It makes it that much more exciting when you got Aaron Judge on Team USA, when you got Shohei back in Japan, when you got all these big names and big stars representing their homeland, their country. And, dude, it gives us baseball early March. How could you not be excited about that?
Dare I say that, I'm certainly not going to make the outlandish statement that no one will care about March Madness. But there's two things going on in March that, to me, are way more interesting than the first round or so of the NCAA tournament. And that is, number one, the World Baseball Classic and flag football.
Flag football is blowing up. That's the truth.
The NFL players playing flag football, Tom Brady involved, all that, and the World Baseball Classic, maybe the Final Four I'll watch, but what do you rather watch? The round of 32?
Yes, absolutely. Brackets are at stake.
Well, let me at least explain my side here. The World Baseball Classic.
Hold on, Sam. You really rather watch Northern whatever state versus? Really?
I will be watching March Madness over both of those, especially flag football. I do not care.
People are fanatical and crazy about college basketball for sure.
Some people have bad taste. Can't blame you.
Well, let me just say that.
I'm just more of a college basketball fan than a baseball fan.
So. No, I get that. But I was down with WBC since the first year, right? And no one seemed to care. But we've seen it grow, and that series in 2023 was so electric. Team Mexico electric. USA was in it. Japan won it. Dominican Republic is always big. Puerto Rico's always tough. You've seen all these teams, and we've seen the sport become an international sport, where I think this next one is going to be next level exciting. And when I heard Shohei's in, I'm like, oh, man, this is going to be incredible. So I'm just trying to get people pumped. There's so much going on in the NFL and NBA and everything else that the Shohei story, I feel like, went under the radar. And I have to ask Danny G, too. Danny G, as a Dodgers fan, does that concern you at all? Do you want him to not overextend himself? Because they go all out when country and pride is on the line.
Yeah, my question is he going to be pitching for them?
He was last time.
Yeah, that's a little worrisome, but other than that, it's
I was looking at Team USA's roster, and again, I'm not a huge college hoops fan, so to me, this is great. I mean, I'll watch.
But you need superstars, Rich.
I'll watch March Madness, but to be honest, college sports is my least interest.
Why does the slam dunk contest not work anymore? Because there's no superstars.
Yeah,
certain things don't work because the stars sit it out, or the Pro Bowl.
I was just looking at the baseball roster for Team USA. As of now, it's not official yet, but you got Aaron Judge as the captain, Paul Skeens on the mound.
Sick.
Cal Raleigh's playing, Bobby Witt Jr., PCA. There's a few. I'm just wondering,
and
Danny,
dude, where we're so divided as a nation, right?
Yeah.
This is the USA team you need to rally around.
Danny, what do you want
to show that we are still the best? I can't wait for this.
Would you want to see? I know they're not. It doesn't look like they're there now, but would you want a Mookie or a Freddie to face off against Ohtani? Would that give you interest as a Dodgers fan? Imagine that.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I think it's kind of cool for sure, man. Seeing like my dude, I'm sure Francisco Lindor is going to play for his home country. Everyone, is Juan Soto involved? I wonder who's going to play. I'm going to look up the rosters later, but the simple fact, Covino, that the World Baseball Classic added Ohtani
when you
is
have
big.
The biggest player in baseball, two, Judge and Ohtani, but Ohtani especially, when you have an international superstar saying, yeah, I'm in, the rest will come. That so it doesn't matter. And that was big news in my world and in my mind yesterday. And I'm just trying to get you pumped because, it'll be here before you know it, March 5th. World Baseball Classic 2026.
It's so funny. People, Sean Bowe hit us up and he goes, guys that are originally from the East Coast love baseball so much. He's like, he goes, it's just a thing. An NCAA tournament's one of the best events in all sports. That's from N-Dubs. And, just people debating what's the bigger draw. I'm not naive. I get it's March Madness, but trust me, WBC going to be hot. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Have a great Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Goodbye, guys.